Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another video. Today I'm looking at 3 inexpensive alternatives, much more inexpensive than the originals that they are copying. But these are 3 options that I think are going to save you some money. They smell really fantastic and will get you in the ballpark of the original. Again, that's much more expensive and maybe even discontinued, harder to find. So let's jump into it. The first fragrance that I want to look at is a couple weeks back, 2 or 3 weeks back, I did a first impressions of this fragrance. Scent I'm talking about is Zest from Dua. And all 3 of the fragrances that I'm talking about today, I own the original of. So this is obviously a copy of Mugler's Ultra Zest, which on its own, guys, an amazing fragrance. Drawback to this, really hard to find, really expensive, discontinued fragrance. And that for me is when clones are really their best, is when they are cloning something that has been discontinued by the original company. So they don't make this anymore. They do, however, have a new one coming out, not Ultra Zest, a new flanker from this line that I'm excited to try. But let's talk about Zest. This is just an amazing fragrance. It smells so close to the original, so close. There's really not a lot of differences. If anything, there might be a little bit more coffee in Zest than what I get from Ultra Zest. So they're both woody. They're both absolutely loaded with citrus, that orange citrus, mandarin, and a little bit of vanilla. Perfect summertime fragrance. I mean, just ideal. However, I will say there's more depth to these fragrances than just, I guess you would associate it with just hot weather, daytime wear. I think these are versatile. I think you could wear these to the office. I think you could wear these out at night. There's just something interesting about this DNA that I am in love with. Best part about these inspired by Dua versions are this is an extrait de parfum. So although you have a smaller bottle, this is a 34 ml, and you're going to pay around, well, I have a 30% discount code. I'll be sure to link it down below. You're going to pay under $60, but these perform amazingly well. I mean, you spray it on the back of your hand, you're going to see the sheen of oil, and they last a long time. They project really nicely. So you're going to grab some positive attention without question from this DNA. It's super likable and makes sense why this is so hyped. This DNA is so beloved. Not only is it harder to find, which makes it a little more desirable for some people to pick up, but just a really fantastic warm weather scent. So I definitely recommend you guys taking a look at Zest. Now, the second fragrance that I wanted to talk about is none other than Maison Alhambra's Woody Oud. And this is obviously a take, I mean, you can't get any more obvious than this, on Tom Ford's Oud Wood. So, I mean, completely copying the presentation. But one thing I will say is that I have been impressed with every single Maison Alhambra fragrance that I've tried. This is readily available. The OG is readily available. However, this is super expensive. I actually got a really good price on my bottle, so I couldn't pass it up. It'd been one that I wanted to add to the collection for a long time. However, this one will get you in the ballpark. Now, quality-wise, they are not the same. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they are. This is far more expensive, and for good reason. The quality is significant here. You're going to notice the differences if you're smelling them side by side. But the overall DNA, I absolutely love, and you definitely pick up the Oud Wood DNA here. It's really classy, elevated, masculine, really ideal for just a put-together gentleman. You want to go out for the night, maybe you have a date. I think it's going to work perfect for things like that. But in addition to that, it's really versatile. You can dress this one up. I really kind of see this one dressed up most of the time. It's not one that I would particularly reach for if I was just kind of chilling at home, just hanging out, nowhere to go. So yeah, with that being said, this is probably going to last me a while because unless it's for work, I'm not really dressed up that often. But I just think it's super classy, elegant, put together, and for a classy guy. So Oud Wood, incredible scent, but Woody Oud, fantastic alternative. And last time I checked was super cheap. So I will also try to link this down below. Again, really impressed by Maison Alhambre's fragrances. This is an eau de parfum concentration, and you're getting a good quality clone here. You're going to smell like oud wood. You're going to smell enough like oud wood that the average person won't know the difference. I wanted to save really the best for last because this next one I was so impressed with when I first tried this. I couldn't believe it. And this fragrance that it's cloning is in my top 10. It's one of my favorite fragrances of all time. The scent we are talking about, the OG, is Sultan's Ambre Sultan. And you can see from the dent how much I actually love this one. This is the collector's edition bottle. Really cool bottle. And this stuff, guys, is just the most beautiful amber fragrance that I've ever put my nose on. Now, alternative. The name here is misleading, but it's also one of the best from this house. Maybe the best I've ever tried from this house. Scent we are talking about is Armaf Niche Oud. And wow, guys, you want to talk about an incredible fragrance for what you pay here. Last time I checked, this was still widely available. Nice atomizer on here. I just wanted to spray it in the air because I am just, it's incredible. This is absolutely beautiful and beast mode performer. It's that resinous, smoky, incensey amber, a little bit of green spice to it. And it's, for me, kind of fits the same role as the Tom Ford Oud Wood. I would definitely lean more towards the cooler weather with this scent, which is why I don't really wear Ambre Sultan that often in the warmer months. It's just very thick, dense, a little bit heavy, but in the wintertime, I mean, it doesn't get better than this. That's my personal opinion. So this is a really nice alternative, Armaf Niche Oud. Probably the best Armaf I've ever tried. I want to say this one is a little bit more expensive than their sort of baseline clone fragrances. It smells a little more elevated. The quality is stepped up a notch here from most Armaf. So they put niche in the name. I don't know why. Oud, I don't get a lot of oud. I think it's misnamed. So I really get no oud at all, to be quite honest. This is an amber fragrance and a really good one at that. So definitely check this one out. That's it, guys. Those are 3 inexpensive alternatives to much more expensive fragrances that I have in my collection that I enjoy myself, and the 7 fragrances behind me. If you guys have not watched last week's full 7-day rotation video, please be sure to go check out that video right now. I will link it here. But as always, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.